Meza isn't anything like Cafe Annie, but it's that late lamented eatery from downtown that gave rise to this Baldwin Park Mediterranean newcomer. Meza is bigger and brighter than Annie was, and the menu is more ambitious, and it's all wonderfully delicious. On my first visit, I had an appetizer of Meza hummus, the chickpea puree topped with hunks of beef and pine nuts, served with a basket of pita bread. It reminded me of the meated hummus I had recently at Feinberg's in Berlin. I really could have left that as my entree, but I also had the beef kebab, meatier cubes of filet mignon alternating with onions, served with a tambal of rice and a medley of sautéed vegetables. The meat was grilled perfectly medium rare, though the rice longed for a bit of sauce. On another visit, I started with the lentil soup, a large bowl of pebbly legumes, well seasoned and filling. My companion began with the arnabit, baked cauliflower with tahini sauce. It looked as enticing as it sounded, but ultimately cauliflower needs more seasoning to go it alone. We also had the mackinac, short fat beef sausages, and eggplant caponata, pulpy, cool, and tasty. My friend chose the lamb tagine, which, though not served in the actual tagine cooking vessel, had all the infused flavors from the tender hunks of lamb stewed with onions, potatoes, and chickpeas. The stew surrounded a mound of jasmine rice, and it was all wonderful when mixed together. I had already been 2 times, but I had to go back for a third visit. How could I not have the falafel? It was every bit as good as I remembered from my days working in downtown Orlando. The chickpea fritters were moist and well seasoned, wrapped in a lavash instead of pita bread, with onions, tomatoes, and fresh parsley, plus a touch of tzatziki sauce. Still the best falafel sandwich in town, and it came with a very nicely constructed salad with balsamic vinaigrette to boot. The vast space is largely undecorated, the high walls are plain white. There's a bar at the far end of the room, next to the large wine cooler. Service was really quite good on all my visits. Good training has occurred here. I was sorry when I heard that Cafe Annie was closing because it was one of the early restaurants of my reviewing career. I'm glad to have it back, even though it's not Cafe Annie and even though the menu is more varied. Just as long as that falafel sandwich is there, all's right with the world.